Good day everyone, I am Jonalyn and Sarigumba. So for today's video, I will discuss to you the football game rules from 5 to 8. Rule 5, the game. Choice of turn at bat. The choice of the first or last bat in the inning shall be decided by a toss of a coin, unless otherwise stated in the rules of the organization under which the schedule of game is being played. Regulation game. A regulation game shall consist of 7 innings. A full 7 innings need not be played if the team second at bat scores more runs in 6 innings or before the third out in the last of the 7th inning. A game that is tied at the end of 7 innings shall be continued by playing additional innings or until one side has scored more runs than the other at the end of complete inning, or until the team second at bat has scored more runs in their half of the inning before the third out is made. So, winner of the game. The winner of the game shall be the team that scores more runs in regulation game. The score of a called regulation game shall be the score at the end of the last complete inning, unless the team second at bat has scored more runs than the first team at bat in the incomplete inning. In this case, the score shall be the of the incomplete inning. The score of regulation tie game shall be the tie score when the game was terminated. A regulation tie game shall be replayed from the beginning. The score of a forfeited game shall be 7-0 in favor of the team not at fault. Run ahead rule. A run ahead rule shall be used at all tournaments and championship. FP only 15 runs after 3 innings, 10 runs after 4 innings, or 7 runs after 5 innings. Tiebreaker. Starting with the top of the 8th inning and each half inning thereafter, the offensive team shall begin its turn at bat with the player who is scheduled to bat 9 FP, 10 as in SP, 11 in SP with an EP, or 12 in code SP and EPS. In that respective half inning being replaced on second base, the player who is running can be substituted in accordance with the substitution rules. Note, if an incorrect runner in the lineup is placed on second base, this error may be corrected as soon as it is noticed. There is no penalty. So the Rule 6 pitching regulation, fast pitch only. So starting the pitch starts when one hand is taken off the ball or the pitcher makes any motion that is part of his wind-up. Legal delivery. The pitcher must not make any motion to pitch without immediately delivering the ball to the batter rather. The pitcher must not use a pitching motion in which after having the ball in both hands in the pitching position, he removes one hand from the ball, takes backward and forward swing, and returns the ball to both hands in front of the body. So defensive positioning. The pitcher shall not deliver a pitch unless all defensive players except the catcher who must be in the catcher's backs are positioned in fair territory. A fielder shall not take a position in the batter line of vision or with deliberate, unsportsmanlike intent act in manner to distract the batter. Note, a pitch does not have to be released. The offending player shall be ejected from the game. With runner or on third base trying to score by means of squeeze play or steal, no defensive player may 1. Step on or up in front home plate without the ball or touch the batter or bat. So next is foreign substance. No member of the defensive team shall at any time during the game be permitted to use any foreign substance on the ball. A pitcher who licks his fingers must wipe off his fingers before making contact with the ball. The catcher must remain within the catcher's box until the pitch is released. Shall return the ball directly to the pitcher after each pitch, including after a foul ball. So, note, an additional ball shall be awarded to the batter. Throwing to a base. The pitcher after he has taken the pitching position shall not throw to a base during a live ball while his foot is in contact with the pitcher plate. If the throw from the pitcher plate occurs during a live ball, the appeal play is cancelled. So intentional base on balls. If the defensive team desires to have international base on balls awarded to a batter, either the pitcher, catcher, or a coach may do so by notifying the plate umpire who shall award the batter first base. Warm-up pitches. At the beginning of the first inning for both teams or when a pitcher relieves another, not more than 1 minute may be used to deliver not more than 5 pitches to the catcher or another team member. So no pitches. No pitch shall be declared when the pitcher pitches during a suspension play and the pitcher attempts a quick return of the ball. Drop ball. If the ball slips from the pitcher hand during his delivery, a ball is declared on the batter and the ball will remain in play and the runners may advance at their own risk. Illegal pitcher. A pitcher who has been declared an illegal pitcher as a result of the team exceeding the charge's defensive conference limit or pitching with excessive speed may not return to the pitching position at it at any time for the remainder of the game. Rule 7. Batting. The on-deck batter. The on-deck batter at the start of an inning is the lead-off batter who must remain in his or on-deck circle until called to the batter box. Once an inning has started, is the offensive player who in the batting lineup is the next player to enter the batter box may take a position within either on deck circle or so he is behind the batter and not on the batter's open side. So next is batting order. The batting order of each team must be on the score sheet, line-up card, and must be delivered before the game by the manager or captain to the official scorer and the place umpire. He shall submit it to the inspection of the manager or captain of the opposing team. Batting position. The batter must take his position in the batter's box within 10 seconds after the umpire has declared play ball. At the strike is called by the umpire, FP only, when any part of a legally pitched ball enters the strike zone before touching the ground at which the batter does not swing the swing. SP only for each legally pitched ball entering the strike zone before touching the ground and at which the batter does not swing. Exception. It is not a strike if the pitched ball touches home plate and is not swung at. Balls is called by the umpire. FP only for each legally pitched ball that does not enter the strike zone or touches the ground before reaching home plate and is not swung at, touching home plate and at which the batter does not swing. So next is the batter is out. When the third strike is swung at miss at the and the ball touches any part of the batter person, not swung at, and the pitch ball hits the batter while the pitch is in the strike zone. When a batter enters the batter's backs with or is discovered using an altered bat rather. Note, the batter is also ejected from the game when the batter enters and batters backs with or is discovered using an illegal bat. Note, Section CBC, the bat is removed from the game. Rule 8, batter runner and runners. So the batter become a batter runner when he legally hits a fair or foul ball. BFP only when the catcher fails to catch the third strike before the ball touches the ground and there are less than 2 outs and first base is unoccupied or there are 2 outs. This is known as the third strike rule. So batter runner is out. FP only when the catcher drops the third strike and the batter runner is legally touched with the ball while off base or thrown out prior to reaching first base. When a fielder legally catches a fly ball before it touches the ground or any object person other than a defensive player. Next is C. When after hitting a fair ball, he is tagged while off base or thrown out prior to reaching first base. And next is when he fails to advance to first base and instead enters his team area after a fair ball is hit or after a base on balls is issued or any time that he may legally advance to first base when an infield fly is declared. The batter runner is not out when a fielder makes a play on a batter runner while using an illegal glove. Affects Section 3. The manager of the offended team has the option of taking the result of the play or having the player resume batting, assuming the ball and strike count prior to the pitch with other runners return to the base held at the time of the pitch. Runners are entitled to advance with liability to be put out. FP only when the ball leaves the pitcher's hand on his delivery. B. SP only when a pitch ball is batted. C. On a thrown ball or fair bat ball that is not black. D. On a thrown ball that hits an umpire. Next is when a legally caught fly ball is first touched. F. When a fair batted ball. And next is strike an umpire or a runner after having passed a fielder other than the pitcher and provided no other fielder and had a chance to make an out or has been touched by a fielder including the pitcher. When a live ball becomes lodged in a defensive player's uniform or equipment, effect Section 5AG, the ball is in play. A runner forfeits his exemption from liability to be put out. If at any time he fails to touch a base, he is entitled to before attempting to make the next base. Exception: if a runner is obstructed at a base, preventing the runner from touching that base, runners after runner are entitled to advance without liability to be put out. When forced to vacate a base because the batter was awarded a base on balls. Affects Section 7A. Runners must return to his base. A runner must return to his base but need not touch the intervening bases. When a batted ball is declared foul, when the umpire declares the ball to have been illegally batted, when a batter runner is called out for interference. The runner is out when When while running to any base in regular or reverse order, he runs more than 0.91 meter or 3 feet from the base path to avoid being touched by the ball in the hands of a fielder when while the ball is in play and he is not in contact with the base, he is legally touched with the ball in the hands or a fielder. When on a force play, a fielder. The runner is not out when he runs behind or in front of the fielder and outside the base path in order to avoid interfering with a fielder attempting to field the batted ball in the base path. B. When he does not run in a direct line to the base, provided the fielder in the direct lines does not have the ball in his position. Next is when more than one fielder attempts to field a batted ball and the runner comes in contact with the one who, in the umpire's judgment, was not entitled to the field the ball.